just down my little favourite local bit of walk down to the river. Weeds or wildflowers. Well, this is rough disturbed land, really. A lot of quarrying going on. And a lot of the stuff here is very typical weeds or wildflowers that soon grow back from disturbed land. Their seeds are in that ground probably for years and years, and they're churned up to the light. Or they're plants like willow herbs here, where they've got those light fluffy seeds that sort of travel around everywhere pretty quick and colonize new ground quickly. Or even nettles. We've got some teasels there. Weeds in your garden. Nearly all this stuff's weeds in your garden. Stuff like the greater bindweed, that's a... Oh, hold on. There's a horsefly biting my finger right now. Maybe not. Let's get rid of that anyway. Ugh. Go away. Eating alive while I'm doing a video. Draining me. Things like the greater bindweed, they're a Victorian garden plant brought here from other parts of the world. They do look beautiful. They become a rampant weed. Ow, hold on a second. Oh, it's eating me alive. Weeds in your garden, yes. Out here in the countryside, most of these things. That was a bloody good shot, but it really hurt my head. Thanks, Jackie. Savage woman. Sorry, yes, not very natural history, is it? Murdering the wildlife. Ragwort. Look at that lovely ragwort. Terrible for horse owners. Brilliant. Here's some over here. Brilliant for the cinnabar moth caterpillars to feed on, for sure. There's a little bit amongst all that beautiful yellow there. A lot of this stuff is great in your garden, but it can become a pain. But out in the countryside, those garden weeds, goodness me, they're serving a purpose. It's been ironic. This has been one of the best years I've noticed for roadside verges not being cut. Even locally, right near my house, roadside verges and roundabouts covered in orchids because they've been allowed to flower. Those plants are there all the time. They're mown off. So unless you know your plants and your leaves and your rosettes in the grass, you wouldn't know there was orchids there. But once they flower, fantastic. You've got to mow the verges or it'll turn into thorn scrub and those lovely wild flowers will be gone. Ironically, it's been the best year I've ever noticed for the wildflowers on the verges. They've not mown them, and there's been so much rain and water in the ground, it's enabled all these plants to go mad. The irony is, by far the worst year for decades, probably one of the worst in my lifetime for insects, apart from biting flies, it turns out. Almost no butterflies flittering around. We were on the chalk downlands in the last video for a while. No butterflies amongst the wildflowers. They're coming back at this time of year. We're getting a lot of those migrants from the continent coming over. But for sure, yeah, tough times for the insects, great times for the wildflowers. Enjoy them. we're heading back now. It's early morning, or relatively early morning. It's starting to get hot already. We've had pouring rain all early morning and it's just dried up and it's time to get back. It's hot and one of our dogs is old, so you need to get those dogs out first thing really. Last thing if you have to, but first thing certainly the coolest spell. But yeah, we're having our week of summer still and things are heating up quickly. But for sure, just get out. Enjoy it. The message of these vlogs, of course, as you know by now, is really... I know I'm showing you what I get up to with the work and things, the animal jobs and the animal businesses. But really, it's just to get you and yourselves out in the countryside. Get your kids and your grandkids out there. I'm reading a really interesting book, which took me a while to pick up. And then I ended up getting on Audible because I knew I'd listen to it quicker than reading it. It's called Wilding, the Book of Wilding. And I thought I'd be kind of rolling my eyes at it and thinking, oh, for goodness sakes. It's actually a very, very good book to read. It gives you hope that we can make changes as they have. And it doesn't attack, but it tells us shortcomings in a lot of things, some of which I don't like to hear myself. But it's very well balanced, and that's what surprised me. And some of the statistics in there are shocking. I think something like over 40% of kids now never play outside, bar the school playground. They never play outside. And combine that with a statistic that if children aren't exposed to nature and the wonders of nature by the time they're 12 years old, they go on to have no interest. They don't like, they're scared of nature. It makes them uncomfortable. But, there's no conservation. They've got no interest and no understanding, zilch. Those children between about 7 and 12, if they're exposed to nature, they tend to go on to have a love of the outdoors and a love of nature. Over 40% don't play outside. As a parent or grandparent, if you're not letting your kids play outside and taking them out somewhere outside, for 99% of us, that's just poor parenting. I even hear parents say, I just can't get him off his PlayStation. You're the parent. Cut the plug off. He won't get it on then, will he? Or she. It is just parenting. As harsh as it sounds, that's common sense. So get them outside, let them discover the wonder of nature, literally, before it's too late. They're so alert. Phenomenal snakes to keep as pets, the false water cobra. Look at them. Like little monitor lizards that don't have any legs. They even whip you with their tails when they're cross. Today we're going to see the Gruffalo. Now the Gruffalo's lived in these woods for a very long time. I often see him when I'm looking for slow worms and adders here. Now it's a bit hot today, to say the least, to find reptiles out. Have found female adders basking in much hotter temperatures than this, warming up their children, but let's see what we see. What have you got? Oh wow, smelly, isn't he? Wow. He's really got a lot of dexterity, hasn't she, when it's to find things. Oh, gone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What's his name, Lily? Ah. Where's the real Gruffalo gone? They're coming. Wow. There's a meadow sweet, look at that. Let's go and have a look over here. We're not allowed in. All the years I've been coming here, I've never actually gone up the stretch we're on now. Fair enough. What a lovely woodland riding that is. Wow. Massive, massive lack of insects, although it's the most that we've seen since the very early spring. A few of the later butterflies now. Plenty of whites. Well, not plenty, there are some whites. Red admirals, peacocks, that kind of thing. Some dragonflies. Look at that though. Loads of midsummer flowers, but very few. Whee! Very few butterflies really. Anyway, it's about 27 degrees today in the shade. So at least summer's here, I guess. We'll catch up. Can you see him? Can you see his long nose? Can you see his little legs? And his long tail? He's a shrew. Look at that. Let's pop him back down, someone will eat him. Bye-bye. This is a nice plant, hemp agrimony, another one that flies and hoverflies and that really appreciate, and do some butterflies of course. Lovely, lovely plant, looks great near your garden pond. And I haven't got any, and I probably haven't got any room for any at home, but hemp agrimony, always a plant I've always liked since I was 21. And I bought my first house, dug my first pond that wasn't, you know, at home where I grew up. And a real good naturalist lad, my age, he gave me some British wildflowers he used to cultivate. And hemp agrimony was one. Formed a lovely clump in the garden by the pond and just set it off, and of course help those creepy crawlies. So we'll continue. What we have seen is some brimstone. So it's a second generation. The lovely sulphur yellow brimstone is one of the first butterflies you'll see in the spring really. And the females are white, so nobody notices them. They think it's like just a white butterfly, but they've still got the same exact wing shape as those males. And we have seen males and females on the walk, so the second generation of those are out. I've seen some commas, we've seen a couple of skippers. But again, as everyone's saying about, even the media's cottoned onto it and Armageddon's coming, you know, we're walking down a woodland riding on a sunny day, absolutely packed with wildflowers. Just the odd one or two floating by. In fact, we've definitely seen more dragonflies than butterflies. Do you love the Gruffalo? He's going to eat whatever's in your mouth in a minute. Lily, who's that? Who is it? Oh, lovely. You look charming. Ah, give him a cuddle. Ah. If you see a nice sallow bush, always have a look for where insects have been eating. And have a look down, and down near the stems further down, you get a couple of great looking caterpillars, but the puss moth caterpillar, which I haven't seen since I was a kid because you forget about the little things. They are something else. So always look, especially if you can see, I can't see, caterpillar frass poos piled up, then you know there's a caterpillar there somewhere. Worth poking around for sure. You need those good eyes of a kid, or my friend David James, who seems to see things as small as a hair streak's egg. But for sure, there's some great juicy moth caterpillars you'll find on Sallow. So for the last decade, I reckon, or more, that I've been snaking and looking for wildlife in these woods out occasionally, there's been a huge carved Gruffalo. And he's getting a bit tired last time I saw him. Anyway, little Lily's loves the Gruffalo, and she's finally old enough to sort of appreciate those kind of things. So we brought her up to meet him, and he's not there. A couple of plastic cutouts. I don't know if he's been moved or just taken away, maybe he's too rotten. But always my luck, that is. We never got to meet the real Gruffalo. Only a plastic picture of him in the woods. That's not the same. There's a nice butterfly. It was right next to me until I got my camera out. Look at that. Wow. Full zoom and it's sitting at the worst angle ever. Anyway, a white admiral. Can you believe it? Can you see that? It's to the sound of screaming kids. Whoa. Quite nice. Those purple emperors have become a thing in some of our better woodland here in Northamptonshire. But annoyingly, so far away. It's actually about 4 metres away, but so far away from a filming point of view. I can't reach it because of a ditch covered in thorns. Look at that. Big, beautiful butterfly.
Hi.
Show him.
Dad, so it's a ladybird.
Let's have a look. Oh, don't squish him. He's really small. It's being a bit. It was a bit like that anyway,
yeah. I think.
Oh!
Oh no, no,
oh,
nice.
That was his wings.
Oh, poor
I thought only
ladybird.
little boys did that kind of thing.
Be nice. Be nice. You've got to be... Oh,
no, he's not flying anywhere now, is he?
I think she just thought it was a bit of rubbish.
Yeah, she pulls like the grass out of flowers, doesn't she? Ah. You won't fly now.
That's it. Put him back nicely and say, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Say bye-bye. There he is. Little things. Ah, there's his other wing now, look.
Be gentle.
Say bye-bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Come on, let's find something else to pull its wings off of. Bye.
Bye.
What is it, Lily?
I'm showing you.
Little beetle. Oh.
Can you see the shape of it? A helicopter. We've got to let it go. There he is.
I'm looking at a lizard. Hold on. Wow. Is that Roxy's boyfriend? Oh, look at him.
Hey, give him some num-nums. Good boy.
Ah. Ah. What sound does he make? He's stuck in the hole, isn't he? Ah! He's gonna eat you. He nearly got you, didn't he? Wow. He's got a big mouth. All the better for eating Lily with. Ah. Oh yeah.
Where's his ears? That's his eyes. Here's his big ears. Yeah.
Look at them all. They're so alert. Phenomenal snakes to keep as pets, the false water cobra. Look at them. Like little monitor lizards that don't have any legs. They even whip you with their tails when they're cross. Look at these two beauties. The European polecats. Lovely animals to sort of have on display. They're so active and, I've got to say, very, very cute. Very playful creatures. Just like the domestic relative, the ferret. Look at him. Not the best angle, the best, biggest looking one, a scarped. But if grass snakes grew to 7 feet long, well, they can, but if they really did, and they were called dry marcon something or other, I think a lot of people would be very interested in keeping this beautiful species, as a lot of us are. That one's really not doing the species justice. The really big one, scarped. There's a little male down there. Yeah. And a great big slug. Anyway, feeding day today. I do need to get in there soon and a little bit of a weed out, but it's not too bad. Looking good. My favourite snake enclosure that I have, I think.